Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another music therapy podcast. My name is Holly Dayle. I am a musician, a singer-songwriter, that sort of thing. And this is my father, Toby Holly. He is a licensed mental health counselor. And today we are going to be reviewing our 22nd song, which is crazy that we already have 22 episodes out. That's awesome. But today we are going to be analyzing the song Hold On To Me by Dayle. And this is going to be so much fun. I personally really love the song. It's really cool. So we will jump into that in just a moment. Basically what we like to do is we like to look at the song, I'll go through, and I will read the lyrics for us. And then afterwards we kind of go through and kind of talk about it, basically, is what we're going to do. But do you want to go ahead and give us just a basic rundown of what the song is talking about? And then
Yeah, sure.
Yay, perfect.
The song Hold On To Me by Dayle has, well, like Holly said, I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and so what we do is examine songs to sort of find their therapeutic value, and this song has a ton of therapeutic value. It's a beautiful song, and actually a very helpful song to folks struggling with different things, and so we thought we would just kind of share how the song could be helpful to folks.
Yes, yeah.
And I often like to sort of listen to a song and then maybe think of maybe a Bible story that sort of just comes to my mind.
Okay.
Just whatever comes to my mind. I'm not saying this is what the artist did or anything. And Mark chapter 9 verse 17 through 27 is a really cool story. It's about 10 verses. A story about a dad who had a child who was suffering. And brought the child before Jesus and asked Jesus to help him. And the famous verse, I believe, help me in my unbelief, is kind of where that story, that line comes from, that story. And this song, I think, is a kind of a dichotomy between a person who is struggling very much with doubt, and we've all been there, and yet has a little bit of faith. And the song just sort of tries to draw from that faith in really the prayer and the reach. Hold on to me, which of course, hold on to me, Jesus.
Right.
That's the theme there. So I think we'll go through the song, right? And you'll read the lyrics and we'll share our thoughts, and at some point I'll cross-reference how that story, I think,
fits
works
into
the song.
Yeah, and hi, Camp Rida. Nice to see you. Glad that you're here. Okay, so let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and jump actually into this song now. I went and pulled it up. So let's go ahead and look at verse 1, and then I'll go ahead and read it for us. Let's see. Might be a little quiet. There we go. Yeah, this is a fun song.
When the best of me is barely breathing, when I'm not somebody I believe in, hold on to me.
This is cool.
So
I love
when
this
I
song.
miss the light, the night is stolen. When I'm slamming all the doors you've opened, hold on to me. Hold on to me.
Ooh, you know what's actually kind of cool? I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right here. That's verse 1, by the way. But something interesting I kind of heard with the background, I could be wrong. It was very faint, so I could be wrong about it. But it sounds like maybe, possibly, there might be a little clip in there of when she was like performing and there's like some stage, like some audience members in the background. I can kind of hear that, just a little tiny bit in the background. That'd be kind of cool if that was added in. I'm not sure though, but I kind of heard that in the background a little bit.
That's neat. You know, in one of the interviews, she mentioned that the song was written while she was on the road. In 2019,
cool.
I think is what I read. So I mean,
that's awesome. I didn't know that.
That would be consistent with.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, but I think I kind of heard like maybe some audience members like in the background shouting or something. But honestly, this song would be so cool to perform on a big stage. I feel like this song fits that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's just like this big like background with it. Even though it's so simple, it sounds like you would perform it in a stadium. So that's kind of cool. Something like musically, I just wanted to kind of add there. But yeah, okay, let's go ahead and actually read the lyrics now, and then we'll get into some thoughts.
Awesome.
So yeah, verse 1 reads, "When the best of me is barely breathing, when I'm not somebody I believe in, hold on to me. When I miss the light the night has stolen, when I'm slamming all the doors you've opened, hold on to me. That's verse 1.
Gotcha.
Nice. Cool.
You remember the phrase living your best life?
Mm-hmm.
And living your best life would infer like the best version of me.
Right. Uh-huh.
I think verse 1 captures sort of the opposite, like the worst version of me.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, that's
slamming
good.
all the doors that you've opened, like a bad plan.
Right, yeah,
You know?
that's true.
I mean, we do it, right? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
and so verse 1, I think, captures like the worst version of oneself. I mean, you know, feeling very alone, for sure. You
Yeah,
know, and
that's
and,
true.
And like we've all been there too. You know, so
Right,
verse 1,
yeah.
I think, beautifully captures that. And in the very first line, talks about the best part of me is barely breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah, that's good.
that's what strikes me when I think about verse 1.
Yeah, kind of talking on the idea of being alone. I feel like this verse also kind of captures the moment. I feel like when people feel disconnected from like their true selves. You know what I mean? Kind of struggling to hold on to or like believe in their worth. And I feel like it kind of reflects the vulnerability of being human and asking God to hold on when personal belief kind of like falters. Does that make sense?
Totally.
I don't know. I feel like after you said kind of alone, that's kind of like what was going in my head about that. And, you know, even when self-confidence wanes, it's important to remember that God's love always remains steady. And kind of offers as like a constant reminder that his identity, you can be secure in him. I mean, with your identity, you could be secure in him.
Right,
Does that make sense?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I don't know. To me, that's kind of what the verse was kind of like saying to me, especially after you said the word like alone. That's kind of what like guided my thoughts there. But yeah, already verse 1 is really cool.
So you can feel it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Verse
for
1, you can feel
sure. For sure. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So let's go ahead and go on to the chorus.
All right.
If I can find the song. There we go. Okay. So here is the chorus. Let's back it up just a little bit so that way we can actually hear that cool transition there. Kind of goes a little bit gospel here too, and I love that. Like a choir in the background, if you can hear it.
Hold on to me when it's too dark.
I love that.
To see
That's awesome.
you. When
Very worshipful, you know?
Yeah.
I've reached the end. Hold on to me when I forget I need you.
I love that.
When
Wow.
I let go, hold me again.
Oh, dude, this is so cool. I love this
When I
song.
don't feel like I'm
Dude, it's kind of
That's
inspired me to write a song, like a gospel song now.
good.
You know, that'd be so much fun to do. Oh my gosh, that choir, that was a great touch. She did that on the road?
Well,
Did she just
wrote
have
the
like a
song,
choir?
Yeah. Well, I don't know
she
about
had a
that.
choir at hand. She's
Yeah.
like, okay, we're pulling into Nashville for this part of the
Right.
tour. Let's
Line
go.
'em up.
Right, yeah. Oh man, but yeah, no, for real, I feel like this song in a stadium would be so cool to see, especially when it's like the voices are kind of really carrying there,
Yeah.
and that part of the chorus, just the feeling in a stadium, I could just like picture it. It's so cool. Anyway, yeah, it's me gushing about the music. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the chorus, and then we'll get
Right.
into some thoughts. This is supposed to be sad, okay?
Right.
I'll bring it back down. Okay, so the chorus reads, hold on to me when it's too dark to see you. When I'm sure I've reached the end, hold on to me. Hold on to me when I forget I need you. When I let go, hold on to me. Yeah.
Yeah, hold
I
on
really-
to me when it's too dark to see you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that line, along with the first line of verse 1, really, at least for me, kind of defines the song.
Yeah.
And that the theme of too dark to see you, it's often true, you know, when we're in dire straits. Either we're not, you know, thinking that he's there at all, or if he's there, he doesn't care about me, kind of thing. And so I think that line really captures that sentiment.
Yeah.
You know, in the chorus.
I also feel like it kind of like talks to the feeling of being overwhelmed too. Do you kind of feel that?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
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 But yeah, I don't know. Kind of speaking on the idea of feeling like overwhelmed. I feel like when you're kind of in like a place like that, it can be kind of hard to sense God's presence. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like it could become easy to kind of forget our need for him whenever our life kind of feels like it's in this kind of chaotic kind of spin, you know? And I think the lyrics here kind of serve as a reminder that even when we let go, God doesn't, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I feel like that's kind of what the chorus is saying here. And it's also, you know, kind of important to remember too that his love and faithfulness will remain unwavering and like providing like us a lifeline even in our darkest moments.
Yeah, that's good.
You know?
Yeah, that's good.
So that for me is kind of what I'm trying to piece together kind of like underneath the lyrics here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So
even if you don't see him, you know,
right,
like he's,
right.
there's this sense, like a seed of faith deep down inside oneself, you know.
And that could also be like the gospel choir speaking to me there a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into verse 2.
Right.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, yeah. So here is verse 2.
My pretending, hold on to me.
That drum's
When I
cool.
start to break in desperation,
I think that's actually a clap for the
underneath
snare.
the weight of expectation,
Some jazz piano, that's
hold
fun.
on to me.
Trills.
Hold on to me.
Dang, that's so cool. I love that. Okay. Sad I have to pause it. That feels wrong.
Getting in
but
the
okay.
vibe.
Yeah, I know. It's ruining it for me. It's ruining the vibe. It's stopping it halfway. It feels wrong. Anyway, okay. So I'll go ahead and read. Where are we at? Verse 2? Yeah,
Verse
that was
2,
verse
yeah.
2. Okay. So here's what verse 2 reads. When I don't feel like I'm worth defending, when I'm tired of all my pretending, hold on to me. When I start to break in desperation, underneath the weight of expectation, hold on to me. Ooh, man, verse 2 is good.
Yeah,
I love that.
verse 2 is great too. It
Yeah.
carries a similar message as verse 1.
I feel like it's more like pushing forward, though. You know what I mean? With,
Yeah.
like the words, it's more
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, moving forward in thought there.
That's good.
More like complete, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's more not like emotional, it's kind of leaning more toward like a thought. Does that make sense? I don't know if
Maybe
that
an
makes sense.
identity thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
So I mean, of the lines, I just like to think about the lines that kind of touch me, and the pretending really, I don't know, I just felt like how often we are out in the world, you know, and we're doing our best, and it feels, you know, to us maybe like we're pretending. Sometimes folks will use the word they feel like they're an imposter inside themselves.
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
You know, and so I felt like verse 2 kind of captures that sense of being an imposter. I mean, it's a matter of just feeling overwhelmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Again, back to
that's
that.
good.
you
Yeah.
know, like it's not working.
I feel like it kind of also highlights like the exhaustion that comes from
Yeah, that's fair.
that comes with like pretending or feeling like undeserving of God's love, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
And I feel like it can, this particular like verse or like the whole song too, can kind of resonate with those who feel like the weight just kind of keeps like appearing, you know what I mean?
Sure, pressure.
And yeah, the pressure. And like the comforting message at the end of it, I think, is that God sees past kind of that facade and he continues to hold on to us even when we don't feel like we're worth it, you know? His love defends us regardless of how we're feeling in the moment. So that's always good to know. Like his love is always true regardless of how you're feeling. He's always there.
That's right.
You know? So that's
That's good.
I guess that, I don't know if this makes sense, but like kind of to me what came there was like the prodigal son a little bit. You know what I mean? He went and spent the money, but the dad still wanted him back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of popped
Theme.
in my head there. Yeah. So, yeah. That's interesting.
That's
Anyway,
good.
so yeah, that was verse 2. And then are you good on verse 2? You want to jump to the chorus?
Yeah, let's go to sort of the second
Part of the...
chorus, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, and I'm going to back it up just a little bit because, oh my gosh, this build is so cool. I feel bad like that we can't like listen to the whole thing in one sitting, but it's fine. We'll just back it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So here's the chorus.
Hold on to me when it's
Nice
too
drum. That's
dark
cool.
to see you. When I am sure I
keep going, but that's okay. We won't. We'll back it up. Oh man, but I love this choir, dude. I know I keep saying it. It's just, it keeps like surprising me. It's so good. I love it. Okay.
The sort of listening to it the second time, I was just, kind of struck by the verse that talks about hold on to me even whenever I, let go of you, kind of that theme.
Oh yeah.
And that's a good statement, because we often try and strike out on our own and, fix it ourselves kind of thing. That's what I was thinking when I thought of that line. How often have we done that, which is like a bad plan?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I feel like it also, again, kind of reinforces the constant nature of God's love, Like, no matter how many times...
no matter what,
yeah, like, no matter how many times we may drift or, like, have the feeling of experiencing doubt, his love still remains true, regardless. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just reassuring that that God's grace never reaches an end. You know what I mean? So.
Even though we can be really, fickle and we're in and out.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying the same thing basically again, just in a different light, different words. Same message though. But yeah, okay. So that was the chorus. Great. I absolutely love the build there with the choir, and I'm going to back it up just a little bit again because I really want to hear it. And then we will do verse 3, and then I think actually that's the end. Aw, that's short. Okay. Maybe the choir was expensive. I don't know. Okay, let me back it up.
I could rest here in your
That's cool.
arms forever.
I love when like the
'Cause I know
synths and stuff like that cut out and it's just the voices. Like right at the end, it's really powerful when you do that. It's
Hold
good.
on to me. Hold on to me.
Ooh, more fun electrical guitar there.
Yeah, that was the second time in the song where I heard that.
Oh, I didn't notice that. When was it the first time? Like in a verse?
Verse 2 or something.
Oh, that's cool. And it's just like, I think it was just, hold on, I want to back up here that. I think it's just like literally one little...
Yeah, and it
one
was
little pluck.
right on the phrase, hold on to me.
Hold
Which is
on
fun
to
accent.
me.
I love that. That's cool. I didn't notice that. That's cool. Nice. Okay. Awesome. That is a cool way to end a song. I will put that in my notes. Okay. But yeah, so that was Hold On To Me by Lauren Dayle. But let's go ahead and look at this last verse here, and then we'll jump into some thoughts, like deeper thoughts regarding the songs.
Yeah.
So here's verse 3. So it reads, I could rest here in your arms forever, 'cause I know nobody loves me better. Hold on to me. That's a cool verse. I love
What
that.
a giant contrast verse 3 is from verse 1 and 2. Which,
Oh, that's true.
which is
yeah.
remarkable.
Yeah, the
I mean,
message is different. Yeah.
I think it sort of revitalizes this sense of God's got me. Hold on to me. God's got me. And I think that is, that's a remarkable message. I think that is what happens in our story over time as he actually is there with us through things. We may be wondering, but actually he's there. And so verse 3, I think, kind of skips to the end and acknowledges God's presence.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
that's
like
good.
offering a sense of peace and like closure to the song.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, that was Hold On To Me by Lauren Dayle. So that was kind of like our in-depth analysis where we go through and we look at each of the verses. Now we jump into the segment when we ask 2 questions. And so the first question is, who do you think would most benefit from listening to this song? Like, what problems could somebody be having that you would recommend them to listen to this song? So that's the first question. And then the second question that we like to ask is, now that we know who this song is for, how can we then apply this to ourselves in kind of like a therapeutic setting? Like how can we do that for ourselves? So yeah, okay, that's great. And then, you will take it away. You have the license.
That's what I do for a living.
Yes, exactly. You are good at it.
I do think this song has great therapeutic value. And as far as who it would be a blessing to, who it would be an instrument to minister to, for sure, I think those who are feeling very isolated and alone, either feeling that way, or maybe quite literally they are in that state. There just isn't a community for them to rely on, and which is a pretty hard place to be, because community is extremely important. Community, family, that kind of thing. And when you don't have one, or when they're unavailable, that feels pretty lonely. And so I think this song can really strengthen our tie to Jesus, which is a good idea anyway, but especially when you're feeling alone and under a great deal of pressure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and so Hold On to Me, I think, is a remarkably beautiful song for that time.
That's good.
So that would be the who part.
Kind of like struggling, I guess, with like self-doubt, maybe like overwhelmed, or like feeling worthless, that sort of thing, or alone.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, okay, that's kind of the who. So then the next part.
How.
The
right.
how, yes.
How can it be? What do I do with it is probably what someone would ask if I were meeting with them in a counseling meeting.
Right.
And I presented the song, be like, great, nice song, now what do I do with it?
Right, yeah.
And so like I had said early on, I think there is this really neat, really cool Bible story where we have a dad who is super concerned about their kid, and they go to Jesus, and please help me. And he reveals that he believes, but help me in my unbelief. And I mean, as I said, this song just kind of resonates with me when I think about that song. And so there are so many instances where you just feel so distant from God, and that would be the unbelief part. It's just hard to believe that he's here. It's kind of that's how I take it with the unbelief. But you know what? I know I need you, and you're the only one that can rescue me. Hold on to me. So I just want to kind of bring together that story and the song. With that said, I think it would be good to begin challenging oneself to develop a greater sense of belief or faith.
Okay.
And what you would do is you would try and take an area of life where, maybe it's a matter of health, or maybe there is some space in your life, like at work, or in a relationship where you're feeling just very, very alone. Maybe you're, feeling desperately afraid, and it would be in that moment you would be crying out to Jesus, hold on to me. And so I think it would be a good practice to take this song and that theme and develop a kind of prayer, and for a while regularly, listen to the song and then say, hold on to me whenever I am facing this or that.
Okay, yeah,
and make that a dialogue with Jesus. And so that would be an effort to strengthen your faith in him and your sense of him. And so that would be one thing.
Right, okay.
Okay. Now, the next thing, and I might just mention, there is a complex process called theophostic prayer.
Ooh, okay. Sounds very
which we won't
complicated.
get too down into, but if a person is struggling, let's just say with something like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder,
right,
where often you do feel very alone and desperate and just kind of in trouble and anxious and lots of intense things. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And what is remarkably powerful is being able to find Jesus in that space of despair. Maybe something really bad happened, and in that really bad time and place you feel alone, and being able to go back into that space, which is pretty uncomfortable to think about, but nonetheless to go back and look into that space and find Jesus. And to do this, you'll have to use your imagination.
Right.
Because it starts with the imagination. And the more you focus on imagining where Jesus is, for example, maybe he is there next to you, or between you and the bad guy, or maybe he has his arm around you, that kind of thing. Imagine where is Jesus with you in this really difficult space. And you can appreciate the message, hold on to me, in a space like that. And so I think using your imagination and practicing that exercise and then doing that over time, it moves it from something that feels more fiction to something that feels real. Because we're trying to transform stuff that's invisible in the spirit realm into our consciousness. And that's how you do. I mean, that's just kind of maybe a brief version of how one might do that. And Hold On to Me is, like I said, it has a tremendous amount of therapeutic value.
Yeah,
And
that's
folks
so true.
can do that.
Yeah, I even feel like it could bring you to like a place of worship a little bit too, this song, you know.
That's true.
I feel like it's written in a way that you can really just kind of meditate even that way as well on the song. You know what I mean? If you're looking to kind of like feel his presence, this song definitely could be a gateway for that too. You know what I mean?
True.
Like in a worshipful moment. So yeah, anyway, okay, so that's great. And then also, in addition to what you said as well, we also have a worksheet for this song as well, which is nice, which will be on the subscriptions on both Facebook and X. But yeah, for this worksheet, it's basically a way to help you guys kind of like think out the process of the song with just like a little bit more direction. You guys have expressed to us that was something that you would really like to see. So yeah, we put that together for you guys. So that is on there now. Fun. So that's a thing for y'all. To kind of use to like analyze these songs for yourself.
So any subscriber on Facebook or X will have access to that, personal access to it to use at their leisure.
Yeah, exactly. And then also on there as well, you guys can ask questions to any of the songs, and also you can also request different songs for us to listen to as well, which is nice.
Sure, that we would evaluate in this space. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. And I think actually this one was a request. I can't remember who it was, but I think this one was a request. So yeah, I hope we answered all your questions or kind of like guided you with this song. So that's fun. But yeah, well, that was, unless there was anything else you wanted to add toward the thoughts.
No, that's great. I think we'll probably meet here. Traditionally, we would do this on Wednesday, but I think going forward, it will be Sunday nights. Correct?
Yes, Sunday nights.
So we're going to do this on Sunday nights probably for a while. And it will start somewhere between 8-ish Eastern Standard Time.
8:15, Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, oh my gosh, this was such a fun song to do. Hold On to Me by Lauren Dayle, a beautiful song. And it was our 22nd episode.
That's pretty good.
Which is, yeah, that is pretty good. We've had a consistent streak. I think we only didn't do it 1 week or something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments and we will get back to you as soon as possible. We're so honored to be able to do this with you guys and be able to do this podcast and be able to kind of discuss things with y'all, which has been so much fun for us to do. So yeah, if you guys have any questions or you guys want to know anything, just let us know in the comments and we'll get back to you. We hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday evening and a great week moving forward. And we will see you guys next Sunday for our 23rd episode. Yay!
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye.
Bye.
When the best of me is barely breathing, when I'm not somebody I believe in, hold on to me. When I miss the light, the night is stolen. When I'm slamming all the doors you've opened,